Have you ever felt stuck at work or your playing days were over as an athlete and you're not sure what to do next? Or maybe you just have this idea in your mind that you are built for more and you're not quite sure what that is, what an entrepreneur is and how easy it is for you to get started. See, maybe you're like me. When I was younger, I didn't ever have in my mind what it was like to be an entrepreneur. Never crossed my mind. I never wanted to be a business owner, a businessman, really. All I wanted to do was to play basketball on TV because that's what was shown to me. That was the lie, if you will, that I chose to believe. What I didn't realize until much later in my life was that an entrepreneur is something to be desired, and even make an impact on this earth and on this world. You can really impact a lot of people's lives by just simply offering something value. So here in this video, I'm going to show you just a couple of steps if you want to begin your journey to being an entrepreneur that you should take and that you can be really successful with. All right. Did I mention you can make a lot of money and really change your life and your family's life and have money for generations and generations if you just create something that is desired and something that's valuable and you really go about it with the right mindset. So it's not always about money, but certainly you need money in order to live, right? So, all right, let's dive into it. All right. All right, so let's understand what an entrepreneur really is. An entrepreneur basically is somebody who has something, whether it's a product or a service, and they offer it to somebody else to solve their problem for profit. That's all it is. It's not a big, hard definition to understand. You don't need $1 million. You just need a valuable solution, okay? And don't try to solve everybody's problem. Your job is not to solve everybody's problem. Your job is to solve one problem really well. And if you could do that really, really good, that's where the money is. It's going to follow. You're going to solve somebody's problem with one solution. And if you can do it fast, then the dollars are going to really start running in there. So the first thing I tell you to do is find something that is valuable and that people desire. So typically, people would always say, well, let's find something that your heart desires. And, if you do whatever your heart desires, then that's the, that's the career that you're supposed to go into, or that's the job that you're supposed to be in. Well, I'm going to tell you something slightly different. When you're starting a business as an entrepreneur, you want to get into the business or the industry that actually earns you some money. Because while you're trying to build, right, if you can see that you're, one, making an impact, but then two, that your earning power is higher, that's going to motivate you to keep going. So this whole misconception that you're supposed to just do whatever you like, and if you do it long enough, the money will come. Well, that's pretty bold considering you don't know how long you have on this earth, right? So you want to make your impact and you want to make sure that you make it as soon as possible so that you can enjoy the fruits of your labor a lot earlier. So that's the first thing I'd tell you to do, is just to make sure that when you're picking something, pick something that is valuable and something that you can help people with, a problem that you can help people solve. So I hear all the time people say, well, I don't know what I want to do. Or maybe you're like me. And at the beginning, when I first started several years ago, my thing was that I felt that I was so good at so many things. I was having a hard time just picking one. Here's how to look at it. Find something that you're good at. Really analyze your skills, what you would like to do, what you would like to be known for. Maybe it's something that comes natural to you. And if you're still not sure after dissecting some of those, ask your friends and family, what do they see that you're good at? Or what have you always been told that you're great at? Or what comes natural or easy to you that doesn't come so natural and easy to other people? Oftentimes, that's where your answer is going to be. So pick that one problem to solve, and then begin brainstorming about what the solution is going to be. So once you know what the problem is, once you know what your solution is going to be, you got to create an offer that is irresistible, an offer that they can't refuse, in the words of Godfather, the movie. If you haven't seen that, you might watch it. It's a pretty interesting movie. At least I thought so. Anyway, back to my point. Create an offer that is desirable. You don't think about it often, but every time you drive and you see infrastructure, or you see something on commercials telling you to buy their product or buy their services. They're giving you an offer. Some offers are premium offers. Some offers are more affordable, if you will. But the solution that you have decided to solve, now we're going to make sure that we create an offer. So what is it that we can put together to solve this problem? And we're going to bundle that all together. And then that's what our offer is going to be. Now, as I'm telling you to do all this, you don't have to wait until like you have everything ready. And that was one of the things that I had to learn, but so many people have in their mind also is that they got to have everything ready. They got to have the perfect camera, the perfect mic, or they got to have, a bunch of money to get started, or they want to read and learn and do all the research they can do before they get started. Get started with your idea while you have the idea and then learn along the way. Because at the end of the day, the best learning opportunity that you're going to have is while you're in the trenches, while you're actually doing the work. If you try to wait until, everything is perfect, you'll never get started because there's always going to be something that's not right or not perfect or something that's going to sway you or distract you from what you were called to do. And there's a lot of people waiting on you to get started. So we need you to go ahead and get started, but just be okay with you don't know all the answers right now, but as you go along, you'll start figuring it out. All right, the next thing is personal growth and mentorship. Now, this was something that once I got a hold of how important this was, my career took off. And this was I can even go back as far as when I first started playing basketball in varsity level to help me get to the Division I level. And then even when I went to corporate America, where I went to just, a full-time employee, but then I started taking on more leadership roles. And then now also as an entrepreneur, same thing. It's all about personal growth, personal development. And I'm going to tell you something that you probably heard before, but maybe you haven't taken it quite serious until you hear me today. A lot of your answers that you want to know are in books. A lot of gurus that you hear or influencers or personalities, celebrities, a lot of their insights, they come from books. Matter of fact, that's why most people that we look up to, they are authors or they have a book or some kind of intellectual property that they can offer us, to go and, absorb. So that's one way that I'll say that you can continuously learn and continuously develop. The other thing is get you a mentor. I've had so many mentors in my career, and I still have 3 right now that I see pretty regularly. And they are going to cost money. But when you pay money, you pay for speed. I'm going to say that again. When you pay for money or when you pay for a mentor, you're paying for speed. So it is true that you can probably go on YouTube, you can go online and you can research a bunch of things and, you can probably find some answers eventually. But again, we don't know how much time we have, and you may not just have the time for that. You may already be busy. You may have a family. You still want to have some level of life. So mentors help you pay for speed. They help you cut out all of those bumps in the road that's waiting on you and help you avoid a lot of mistakes that you don't have to make. They can help you save money because you can waste a lot of money as well. They can help you get clients really, really fast and so that you don't get discouraged on the journey that you're on. So mentorship, I truly, truly believe that you should invest in it. And the whole mental piece of it is like, how can you confidently ask somebody else for money and you've never paid money that you're asking for? At least that, you know what I mean? So I would really encourage that you find a mentor in the space that you want to embark. And then the last thing I'll leave you with is think long term. The last thing I'll leave you with is thinking long term, but making sure that you're taking action. So I just got through reading the book Atomic Habits, and just reading it one time, it's one of my top 3 favorite books. And normally I listen to the audio books first, and then I'll listen to and then I'll go back and purchase the book. And I use these type of books as like playbooks as opposed to just reading them one time and then putting them on the shelf. But that book talks about just getting better every day. Now, I'm not going to tell you all the details. It's a really good book. I advise you to pick it up and read it yourself. The one of the points that stuck with me is that every day you get better. And so just think of it this way: if for 100 days you get better at least 1%, by the end of 100 days, you would have been 100% better than where you started. So if you think of it that way, just building habits, good habits, that's what you want to do. And that's also going to help you be successful. So if you're serious about being an entrepreneur, I want you to like this channel, subscribe to it, because I'm going to be giving you more tips on, entrepreneurship and my journey, but also supporting you in yours. And then if you would like to work with me closely on how you can scale your business or, different ideas, I have a coaching program I just released last week. And so you can reach out to me and we can get and stay connected. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, and then I will talk to you all soon. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Peace out.